You have entered the Chronic's rabbit hole in the Warning Army. Welcome to or welcome back to the channel. I am so excited to get back to Allison Hagendorf because she does an amazing job with all of her interviews. I love the first one that she had with the Warning, which we have already reacted to. So I'll definitely throw that up so you can see it. But today we are with part 2 for her interview. This time it is the Warning on new music, the meteoric rise, fears, and superpowers. Sounds very interesting, and I can't wait to see it. Also, after looking through about a dozen different record shops, we finally found it, y'all. We got Keep Me Fed by The Warning. It's an amazing album. If you haven't seen it, here's what it looks like. It's beautiful with all the lyrics. That's what the back looks like. It's an incredible journey, and I can't wait to check out this interview. Before starting this video, I'm just going to quickly read the description because Allison always has a good write-up to see what we're about to get into. So here it is. Allison sits back down with an incredibly inspiring woman, Danny, Pal, and Ali Villarreal from The Warning. These three sisters from Monterrey, Mexico have been realizing their dreams since they were little girls, paving their own path. They've toured with Muse, performed alongside the Foo Fighters and Guns N' Roses, and just wrapped a sold-out headline tour in Europe and Japan with US Next. They performed at the MTV VMAs last year, igniting a new excitement for rock and have their new album, Keep Me Fed, out this week, which was 2 weeks ago, and that's the one we were just showing. They talk about all the exciting updates from their last year, the direction of their new music, how they deal with the stress and sometimes overwhelming parts of their current ascent, their proudest moments, what they're afraid of most, and if they have time for relationships on the road. These are all amazing questions that I know are going to be thoroughly answered because Allison and these ladies have an incredible chemistry, at least from the first one. And if they're continuing and they're sitting back down, I'm sure they're just going to build on the already incredible conversation they already had. So let's go full screen and enjoy this together. And if you have seen this already and you're still watching this with me, thank you so much, The Warning Army. It's great to be back with them. Here we go. First off, right off the bat, shout out to Betty White. Rest in peace. Here we go.
They always comment on Ale. You know, like, I was going to say it's the elephant in the room. I call it the Ale-phant in the room. But they always say that Ale doesn't speak. I don't know what they're talking about.
I know. I'm comfortable. What can I say?
I feel like, oh.
Yeah, but it really is what it is. When I'm comfortable, like, I just, like, my ability to not speak, like, goes away. And I just, like, you know, speak. Yeah.
She broke her wall.
My heart. Oh, go ahead.
Yes.
Take that, fans.
Take that.
I'm Allison Hagendorf. America, this is the next. Hello.
Wow, I forgot she's done so many incredible things.
Welcome to X Games Aspen. I'm Allison Hagendorf.
I'm loving this intro.
Welcome to Rock This with Allison Hagendorf.
Yeah, this is Allison Hagendorf.
Hello, my fellow music.
Okay, wait, this is so dope. You can learn so much from this lady and the presentation in the background because even from the first time I watched when they were with The Warning on the first interview that I've seen with Allison Hagendorf, it was a different background too. The studio was different. Even the intro was different too. And I love the update. I love how it looks. This is incredible.
Lovers, and welcome to the Allison Hagendorf Show.
God, bravo.
Hello, my fellow music lovers, and welcome to the Allison Hagendorf Show. This is where we celebrate the universal love of music and the rock and roll spirit that lives in each of us. I'm so glad you're here. We are coming to you from DWP Studios in Los Angeles, and I want to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor, Cloudwater. They help make this show possible along with you. Your support means the world to me.
Wow, bring your drinks for this one,
My guest today is the trailblazing band, The Warning. One of the very special elements of this band is that the three members are sisters. Being one of three sisters myself, I felt an instant kindred connection with these girls. I think having two strong older sisters as role models really put me on a certain path.
She's the youngest, okay.
I always felt close with women and wanted to support them and never viewed someone as competition because of their gender. That just never made sense to me. I always felt like I could do anything because I watched my two sisters set out to accomplish so much. To this day, My sisters are my best friends. They continue to be a sounding board, a cheering section, and a safe space for me. Now, I know how special that is, and not everyone has that, but maybe you might feel inspired after today's episode to reach out to someone in your family you haven't talked to in a while, just to let them know you were thinking of them. You know what? Life is short, and everyone can use a little love, and I feel like I should be wearing a cardigan sweater right now for my Mr. Rogers moment, but I mean every single word of it. Okay,
Allison,
coming up
wow.
after the short break, we have The Warning right here in studio. Stay tuned.
Oh my God, y'all. I want to be real here too. Obviously, I'm a man, but I do have 3 sisters and I'm the youngest out of the siblings. So like Allison and Ali, I have older sisters that have inspired me, and they have inspired me so much. And that Mr. Rogers moment from Allison, I'm going to reach out to all 3 of my sisters to tell them how much they mean to me and how much they have inspired me to be a better man. And that's just incredible. And that's why I really love the first interview that I seen with Allison, because of the whole build up and the whole, this is bigger than just music. Though we're music lovers, we're humans, we're family, let's connect. And that's just, it's so the atmosphere just going into this is so anticipating too, she knows how to string you along. Very accomplished.
One thing about me is that I work hard and play hard, and this functionally fun box from Cloudwater helps me do that.
Oh.
These are my people. Listen to what it says inside. The world would be a better place if fun people lived forever. Yes, I subscribe
We need more
to this
fun people.
Scene. Inside, we have organic caffeine, we have daily defense, immunity, and CBD, which I imbibe every single afternoon. I think you'll enjoy this. Go to cloudwaterbrands.com,
Man,
use
I
my
need
code
that.
Allison30 for 30% off, and let me know what you think.
Someone
Cheers.
who's addicted to pot
As you
myself.
know, I care so much about the music community, and I wanted to share a way for artists and content creators to get your videos seen by more people.
Ooh.
Advertising.me is one of the leading digital marketing boutique companies. They promoted over 50,000 songs, artists, and creators, and they specialize in YouTube promotions. With algorithms always changing, they are in direct contact with YouTube teams to get ahead of the ever-evolving landscape. They use targeted advertising, curated playlists, and other YouTube strategies to connect your music and content with the right audience based on a deep understanding of your fans. No bots, only real views, fans, engagement, and subscribers. For all artists, any budget, you can unlock YouTube starting at just $100. Go to advertising.me and use my code Allison20 for 20% off your first campaign. My guests today
One thing I just wanted to say, this is about 4 minutes in before we even see the warning, and I hope none of y'all skip this, because this is a lot of good work for a production of a show, and I can see why she has bands literally coming back to see her as things are going. And there's just so much credential that you can feel with Allison that makes you want to listen to her. When I see her, you don't see what do you call it, when sometimes you can feel like an imposter. I don't have any musical background other than just loving music, but it's only been on YouTube that I've started interacting with real bands other than going to concerts, where Allison has a lot of, at least talking in front of a lot of people. And I don't know her full background, but it looks like a lot of musical background. And even she had her own radio station, I believe, too. So there's just so much credentials to her that you respect, and there's also that humbleness and family approach that you can tell that she has too. So really, really cool. I love it.
Are 3 incredibly inspiring women, 3 sisters from Monterrey, Mexico, who have been realizing their dreams since they were little girls, paving their own path. They've toured with Muse, performed alongside Foo Fighters and Guns N' Roses, just wrapped a sold-out headline tour in Europe with Japan and North America next.
Which
they
we've seen
performed
the
at the
after movies
MTV
now.
VMAs last year, igniting a new excitement for rock, and have their new album, Keep Me Fed, out this week. Danny Powell and Ale, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
I actually haven't had a repeat guest before, but I saw you guys were going to be in LA.
Wow.
I'm like, it's a must.
Oh
It's
my
a must.
God.
First
An honor.
repeat.
Need to have you guys back. We had the best time last time.
Yes.
It was so
Wow.
much fun, and we're very excited about this again. Yes.
Well, I have to tell you, because I had heard prior to our meeting that the Warning fans are the most
There you
committed
go.
fans. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then we met and I saw you live, and like, they
Warning
really are.
Army.
But now that I've put out over 50 episodes. I can say that the Warning fans, so I've connected with so many of your fans from putting out the episode last year, and we have stayed in touch because I was so flattered because they watch all of your interviews, and they really loved our interview, and it really warmed my heart. So like they actually requested it, so I'm like, this is for you.
It was a pinnacle.
All right, that's awesome. Thank you, The Warning Army. No, I feel like, of course, it shows that we were super comfortable and we had so much fun that show. So like, I get where they saw that. Yeah.
Oh, that's
They're all
so
sisters
awesome.
here.
I mean, it's because of you, but like, what do you think it is that's so special about your unique connection with your fans? It really is something special and unique to you guys.
Well, we love connecting with our fans. It's one of the most important things about our job, we feel. And music, at the end of the day, is about that, you know, creating that community. We love that they all are friends with each other. Like, when we started our Patreon page, I feel like that's where we kind of like started connecting a little bit more.
For sure. Patreon's so
they all
powerful.
became friends with each other, even if they were like on the other side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So we love to see that, and they tell us about their connections and how our music brought all of them together, and it's all been wonderful. We just came back from touring Europe, our first headlining
It's
show.
amazing.
Wow.
Oh,
Congrats,
God.
first headlining show.
traveled to Europe, and they rented like a tour bus so they could tour like
They would tour
my
like
God.
us.
Travel together.
and they would travel together. And it was really funny because like in the meet and greets, they were like, "Now we know why you are so tired, and we're not even playing the show." So we're like, "Yeah,
This is
living in a
This is
bus."
touring.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And that's true. Like they're friends with each other. Like there's a love fest.
I love that. So even like, because there's already so much chemistry here, they're able to weave through. So before moving from that first initial question, I have to admit, the Warning Army, there is something special about y'all, and the power of what Patreon really can do is evident. And that's what the Warning is saying here too, because these sisters literally go live for us so much, and we actually get to interact and see them in real time, which is like really accessible and makes them so unique from other bands where I don't know how much interaction you can do free. Like they're literally putting up like ways to see them free all the time, and that's big time. That's like, for me who feels busy, and I know they're probably way more busy than me, I have a hard time going live, and they go live a lot. So it just shows their dedication to their fans and how much they know it means it, and even all the meet and greets and all the extra bit that they do with each person to make them feel special, right?
Amongst the comments about you guys, and they're all connecting, and I like still connect with all them, so I know. There was only one other artist we had on the show that had something similar, and that was Damiano David of Måneskin. And they have also
I can't say I
loyal
know them.
fans, and it makes me so excited with this next generation of rock bands, you know, with Måneskin, The Warning. I really do feel like we're in this exciting new era
Freeze
of
the
rock
fall.
for a whole new generation. Do you feel, are you friends with Måneskin at all? Have you connected with them?
We haven't connected,
We were
but I feel
together
like
at
I'm
the
one of those
VMAs.
loyal fans.
Like they were in a lot of rock.
Yeah.
They were in a lot of rock bands at the VMAs, and they were one of them, and we
Yes.
were one of them. There was also like Fall Out Boy was also there.
Yeah.
And Demi was also there. But like, I don't know if they know we exist, but of course we know they exist,
I'm a
and
fan.
we're fans. Like they're
Yes.
great. And it's really exciting to be participating in this new wave of rock music, because I feel like there's a really big fandom aspect
There
of
is.
it. Like there are fans, like stans, that are
Yes.
following these new bands, including us.
Yeah.
And it's really strange to see it in
Did she
like,
call
the
them
rock
stans?
genre, but I don't. But it still has like precedent, like because the rock fan base is always like just such a big family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So loyal.
And I feel like when younger people start exploring these communities, they find that it is such a like a safe space for them
Such
to
a safe
like
space, so
find
welcoming.
people and enjoy music together.
Yeah, it's so true, pal, because when I was in high school, when I started getting really just in my own head, music's what saved me, and rock and metal was what saved me, and it's because the welcoming and the open, to be yourself, no matter how insecure you felt about yourself, you could find someone in metal.
And we're glad that we can offer that with our music. It's
For
amazing.
sure.
Especially with young people, because rock has been sort of like the underdog genre, you know, in recent times.
It
So
has.
I'm personally grateful for what you're doing.
Oh.
But I really do feel like there's like this shift happening now.
Yeah.
And
You can
you
see it.
feel it too?
Yeah, and I feel like more than anything, there's a need for that energy. I don't
The
maybe
energy.
unconsciously, but I feel like people want to just kind of like
they're gravitating
it out.
towards it.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
So much has happened since we've last. I mean, I feel like the last time we were here, we really did a deep dive about the history. You know, like you've been playing since you were children. I mean, this has been Ollie's entire life. You know,
Yes.
you've been a band for over 10 years, but so much has happened since we
So
hung
crazy.
out, like a year ago. And I've been watching. You know, I stay on top of everything. And we mentioned, you know, MTV before, but you just got another great update about MTV. What's happening this year?
Woo! Okay. So
Ooh.
yes, MTV. We're super excited because we are MTV Push Artists this year.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm so
We
excited.
are so happy.
Yeah.
The shoot was
That's
amazing
nuts.
as well. We were like really in it, and we're so. Okay, yeah.
It's insane. Like, it's one of those moments. We were on tour when they told us this, and they just sent us like this presentation with like what the campaign involves and like spreadsheets and stuff like that. I started crying when I read like
kidding.
everything, because it was like, what the hell is going on?
What is
Like,
going on?
We're at a point in our careers where things are just happening, and we have very little time to process everything
yeah.
until you see it on a page, and you're like, oh my God. Like, we've been working our whole
just in
lives
Jimmy
for
Kimmel
this.
too.
And like, it's starting to happen, and you see the fruits of your labor, and not only like our labor,
fruits
but
of
like
your
our
labor,
whole
everyone.
team.
Yeah.
It was just
Whole team, eh?
a very big like celebration
surreal.
moment.
And MTV is so iconic. We're so happy that they thought of us. We're
Super iconic.
honored to be.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And this whole week is very special.
Now, what I like about Allison here, because there's always that thing where LA doesn't talk as much, which is alluded at the very beginning with that teaser she has. She's not forcing it either. So it's not like, hey, Allie, can you answer this question right away? Just to put her on the spot to get her talking. She's still trying to make her feel relaxed and comfortable. And I think that's really admirable, because I think a lot of people could take that approach a different way.
Because so tonight you'll be playing a special show at an iconic venue at the Sunset Strip.
Yes,
the whiskey.
Yes. I will be
Yeah,
there like
go.
hanging from the
Yes.
rafters. I will.
Awesome,
I will.
awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know what like.
I don't know how many times
Times
we
we
played the
played the
whiskey.
whiskey. Yeah,
we played
'cause
it a few times. 3-4 times, I think.
I think.
Is this gonna be our 5th time playing?
No.
I think it's the 5th. I think it's gonna be the 5th.
Wow.
I know.
But it is so crazy to think of like the past times that we've played the whiskey and how different the situation is now.
Right.
For
Right.
sure.
Like, this is like a kind of like a private industry show. We're playing songs from our new album, Keep Me Fed, that we haven't played before. And just like, it's the start of something new in a place
Yeah.
where like, I feel like it was,
Where
I don't
we
know if
have-
it was her first gig in the US, but it was one of her first
It was
gigs.
one of the first
At the,
gigs.
the whiskey?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Oh,
iconic.
wow.
Yeah.
So,
And
it's
we had like
crazy.
a
It's
30-minute
nostalgic.
set. We had to get out of there after
We were like the
played,
first of like 5
'cause
bands.
We're all
Yeah.
underage. It was
Right.
Yes.
And this will feel very different.
So great.
Especially when it's followed by Tomorrow. Which is another. I'm just like this is your life, ladies. Like, let's talk about Tomorrow. What we have coming up.
So tomorrow, we are gonna be the guest musicians on Jimmy Kimmel.
I have to give you another round.
God, yes.
Major
How?
milestone.
I can't believe I just said that out loud.
Yeah.
Like, the sentence in and of itself.
It's
just
been very
like,
under wraps.
Yeah.
And I'm still like nervous about it. I know it's tomorrow, but it's still like, it's
Oh my
happening.
God.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I find so impressive about just humans in general. Look what is happening. Like, an interview itself can be nerve-wracking enough, but you're literally about to go on to Jimmy Kimmel tomorrow at this time, and you're still performing like a really good interview while that's happening, and you're in this moment with all these anxieties. But it's the people that are able to keep these anxieties checked and just keep moving forward still with the support that can then accomplish these things. Wow, it's just absolutely incredible.
God. To have those opportunities. And again, like, our album is coming out on Friday.
Yeah.
So it's just like the perfect release for everything.
everything
And
just aligned.
Everything's just, the stars are aligning, and we're just kind of like going with it. But it's really crazy to be living
It's
this.
because, that's what luck is. It's your preparation combined with opportunity. That's what luck is. And you
Yes.
guys have created your own luck since birth.
Yes.
Like, since birth, So all of the incessant hard work that you've been doing every day of your lives together is why you're having these opportunities. You know, I mean, you
Yeah.
made them happen for
'Cause you
yourself.
still have
and
to
that's what's
perform,
really the
y'all.
most inspiring.
You can get
And
an
while doing
opportunity,
it, being
but you
beautiful
gotta perform.
people. You know, and I love that about you. And that's why I just selfishly wanted to hang out again. And
That's
I want to talk about the new music in a
been
second,
there.
but I also can't wait. You mentioned hearing the new songs live. You know, I can't wait. And this summer is going to be amazing.
There is something special about a repeat guest. Y'all never got to see my first interview with Marcela Bavio, who, by the way, is from Monterrey, Mexico, just like these ladies here, which is really crazy. But I got to have a second interview with Marcela because I forgot to hit the recording button the first time I met her. I got so, hey, how's it going? Forgot to hit the record. So that actually happened, but having that repeat talk really stands out for you, and then you just get to have this connection with someone that you think shouldn't have time associated with you, but the fact that they are, that's amazing. That's what Allison's trying to say with the warning. It's like, thank you for also coming back. You're my first repeat guest, and that's because of how connected we felt. So I just think that's cool. And the warning and Marcela Bavio should make a collaboration. They're from the same place, same town in Mexico. That would just be amazing.
You're going to be doing in the fall. You're going to be doing a bunch of the Danny Wimmer Presents festivals, Love and Life and Aftershock. And those are like so much fun.
Yes, they are. We're so happy to be back there.
And the last time we spoke, you know, we talked about what it's like being, you know, the warning at the, not these in particular, but festivals in general. And I guarantee now when you play the festivals, it feels a little bit different, right?
Oh my God.
I
hadn't thought about that.
Oh.
We've been noticing a change with so many things.
Yeah.
And the steps that we're taking, like the venues that we're playing, like some of the the people that we're
I'm drinking a
talking to
Coke.
and stuff like
Sorry,
that. And you
Pepsi.
see a change in how people perceive you.
Yes.
And I don't know how we're how that's gonna
Festivals.
translate into like festival crowds.
Festival. Ooh.
That is kind of
Now I'm thinking about
nerve-wracking.
it.
Low-key.
No, don't think about
Because
it.
in the beginning it was like, oh, it's three sisters, so
Yeah,
cute.
let's
Like
see
how
what's
cute.
in there.
Let's
Yeah,
see if they can play.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now it's like a whole
Ooh.
other day because you've proven yourself
Yes.
again and again and again. Not that you have to, but like you showed these people
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
that not only do you deserve to be there, they're lucky that you're there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's how I feel. about the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yes.
no, we're super excited to be back there for
Yeah.
sure.
Let's dive into the new music because I haven't said one word to you about it because I want to just talk about it because you know how I am. I have listened to
What's nice is it doesn't look like they like the smoke being blown up their butts either, which is because of how humble they are, and I love it.
Keep Me Fed a million times already. I have favorite songs.
love
I have
that.
favorite moments. I know every single song. What I love about
Yeah, it is a
this
good
album, and actually, when I saw you guys play LA last year, you played a song. You played more live, and it wasn't even out yet.
Okay.
And I remember in that moment being like, "Oh, this is like a whole new thing. This is
Yeah.
a different direction. This is an evolved direction." I was like, I hope
Very
they kind
evolved.
of continue in this direction. Alternative elements, just so many more textures, and you know, sonically, it's just this album's really evolved. You know. Was that sort of intentional, kind of going to this like alternative, sort of more broad approach? Like, how did this whole tell me about the energy in the making of this album?
Right. I feel like more than the other albums, we focused a lot on what the live music was going to be like. And I feel that that kind of like pushed us a lot into like experimenting and putting everything like, we want people to feel this way when we like experience the live shows as well. I
Their
mean, of course,
abstract is
where each
so
song
good
took
now.
us, we went with it. You know,
Yes.
we didn't want to do anything that wasn't, you know, good for the song.
Right.
But you're right. We did like challenge ourselves and experimented sonically in ways that we hadn't thought before.
I feel like we pushed ourselves out of the box that we were in.
Yeah.
We've been writing
Yes.
music
Wow.
for like 8 years. And we've been growing as people in those 8 years.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like we've been we found ourselves in situations where we were
Plateauing?
still finding ourselves like sonically. And I feel like with our last album, Error, we found what we like were for sure. Like this is
Nice.
it. So
Okay.
after that, it's like, what are we gonna be next? Like how are we gonna grow from
How do you
that?
progress?
And I feel like that was what this album was. The process of pushing each other and exploring more things, writing with other people, finding
Yes.
other
Keeping them
perspectives,
fed.
finding different sounds in which to take our sound in.
I
And
love
Definitely
it.
a little time capsule of the era.
Oh,
for
yes.
sure.
For sure.
And I love that you worked with Anton DeLost, who I love. So his work, so Highly Suspect and Cleopatra and Dead Poet Society are three bands in particular that I have like supported from day one.
Yeah.
Like, I love that band. When I heard you guys were working with him, I was like, yes. And I love it. And with Dan Lancaster as well, who's worked with Bring Me the Horizon and Muse.
Yeah.
What was it like working with them? It feels like it was a perfect fit.
It was.
Yeah, wow.
Honestly.
So we
Give her
first
some
worked
time.
with Anton for the song Sick. We actually we finished touring and we were so tired. It was like the last day we had in the US, and we had a songwriting session. And we went up to this Airbnb he was staying at, and he wasn't answering the door. He was not answering his phone, and we were like, you know what? We're so tired. If he doesn't answer in like the next 5 minutes, like we're gonna leave. Like we're done. We were so tired, and he answered the door, and we wrote Sick, and it was just instant chemistry.
Wow.
And it was just such an amazing songwriting session, and we're so glad that we actually stayed.
Ale is the friend that doesn't talk much, but when they do, every word, everyone is just silent and hanging on every single word, right? Like there's just something memorable every time she speaks, because it has taken, minus the 4 minutes to start, about 13 minutes for her to really get her first sentences out from start to finish. And I find that just so endearing about these sisters, just how much space they give each other. But then you could tell when Ali was ready, they both went back and like, okay, it's your turn. And that's just so respectful, and I love it.
Because none of this would have happened. But
you're giving me such bad rep about not answering the door, but I didn't live there.
Yeah,
He didn't
you
hear
did.
it.
I thought you were going to say we were so tired, so we broke in and went to sleep in the Airbnb.
No.
This is actually a better story, that it worked out. You wrote Sick, one of the sickest songs.
Yeah. But that's how we met.
that's
him.
Danny's
and after
favorite.
that, we wrote more with him, and we needed to find a producer, and we were like, we worked so well with Anton. We were like, we want him to produce this whole record, and it turned out amazing.
Wow.
And as for Dan, we met him in the Muse tour that we had, and when we toured with Muse. And the last show in Mexico City, we were hanging out, and he was like, oh, like, let's write together. And we're like, oh, okay. No, he was like, no, but let's write
do it.
together.
Yeah, because people usually say it, and they're like,
Right. Like, we should write together. Look it together.
He was like, no,
let's write together. And so we had like a 2-week trip to LA to like write.
Which is when we
Wow.
And
we wrote with Dan, like the last songwriting session, it was with Dan and with Curtis Peoples, and we had no more ideas.
Allison's
but
on the pulse.
we wrote Hell You Call a Dream with him, and
that's the song that came out of
that writing session, and it was just so amazing working with him, and he wanted to write again. So then, like at the end of like last year in November,
we were coming back from South America.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That was hectic. We were coming back from South America, and Dan came to Monterrey with Anton, and we wrote 2 more songs, which were
Automatic
6 Feet Deep and Automatic Sun.
Yep,
And that's
2 of my favorites.
And the duo was insane.
They're quite a combo.
Yeah,
It
like
worked
Anton
so
and Dan
perfectly.
together.
We were
they're
kind
like,
of nervous because we were like, this is either gonna go extremely well or just not work at all. And it worked extremely well. Like
It was amazing.
so amazing.
Ali
we were
is
together.
so
It was
excited
just
about how it
such a
turned
great
out.
team.
And also talking about the
And like
natural.
after listening to it in my car with Alanna, that's actually what we said. Out of anything that we noticed is Ali's development on the bass, and it just how incredible it was throughout all that album. And you can see how happy she is with it, because probably she's happy how she sounds as well.
Evolution, challenging yourself. Error, you wrote, was like your pandemic album. You had all the time in the world to sit in one spot and focus and overthink things and just get it out.
That's true.
This, you were already the warning on the rise. So you like were in between. It was probably a much more chaotic
Very.
experience.
Yeah,
Like
well
touring,
said.
working when you can, then writing here.
It was a total
It was
opposite
insane.
for sure. And I feel like you can feel that in the music. It's like
Yes.
everything is so chaotic and everywhere all at once. And that's how we felt. But it pushes you to work in a different way, I feel. And it just it was what it needed to be, you know, at that moment.
And I feel like, again, like in the pandemic, we had
Great question,
so
Allison.
much time to go back to the songs, fix every single little detail, be
Fine-tune
happy with it.
everything.
And here, we were writing the song one day, and we had to be extremely in love with the song that very day because we knew that we didn't have the luxury of going back to it and start fixing things along the way. It was like, we're going to record it in a week and that's how it's going to be for the rest of our lives. Period. So we like really pushed ourselves to be not only like between us, but with the other songwriters to have the confidence to say like, hey, I don't like this and we need to like it because we're going to have to move on and the song is going to come out like that. So we need to really all be on the same page. Did you feel that way
with Anton and Dan, that you could like be honest with them?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's
and
really
I mean,
incredible.
it was still something that we're shy, even though we don't look like it. But it's kind of uncomfortable sometimes when you don't know the people and you've met them that day and you have to write a song that day and be like, I don't like what you're proposing.
It's an intense first date. It really
Yes,
is.
An intense
We're
first
so
date.
not used to that because since we're sisters, we've always had that upfront honesty and everything.
Yeah.
So our
They're so
songwriting
upfront.
process was super like, no, let's move on. Let's just, and we're used to that, you
and
know?
also like we were
Y'all, I don't think you realize if you've ever made a song how difficult it is to make one good song. These ladies are literally putting a song out a day and having that pressure with 2 other artists to help, obviously your siblings, but then the whole team and then these other producers to mesh that together to actually make it happen, and they did. Wow, that's why they say some restrictions actually helps creativity and pushes you to different limits than you even thought you could, which Keep Me Fed is the example.
where maybe like we had our opinions, but we needed to be very clear about what we wanted for the album.
Yeah.
Because like maybe we didn't like this idea, but maybe this idea was going to bring us into something else that we wanted for the album. So it was really about exploring every single little thing that we could, time permitting.
Yeah.
Which now that I say it out loud, it's really crazy. I don't know how how it happened, but it did. Like it worked out.
It worked
I'm so glad it did. I love this album, ladies, and I know every song, and you've already put out a handful of songs, and I love them, and with each one I'm like, yes. But now that I've sat with the album as a body of work, there's 2 songs in particular that I love, that I would like to bring up, and they're not out yet.
Okay, that's exciting.
Apologize.
Apologize.
I don't know why. I knew you were gonna say that.
You really?
Yeah, I was just like, I feel it's gonna be apologize.
There's so much dynamic in that song, and it's like unexpected, and the fact that you have like an acoustic like pre-chorus, and then it like comes with like apologize, and then you have the unexpected outro with the piano.
Yes.
Oh, I love
And that song, I was like, this just shows how multidimensional the Warning are. And then it also kind of made me want to hear more of like maybe acoustic and piano at points. I was kind of like, this is interesting. Maybe in the future, it could be another evolution. Just because I like loved the dynamics of that.
To go back down.
I agree.
What inspired that song?
Oh my God.
Wow,
Apologize is probably the oldest song on the
Really?
record. That pre-chorus, I wrote it when I think I was 14 or 15.
Oh my
Like it's from like
God.
2016.
That's
like it's
unbelievable.
really old.
How?
And I had
It's an oldie but goodie.
Yes. So I had that little part, and then I wrote some verses for the song. I had it on the piano. That's why it ends on the piano.
Yes.
Because it was, I feel like it's the only song out of the album that was like, it's one of those that had that process, like or typical.
It's like the most untouched.
It's like the most warning song.
Yes. It started out on the piano. I had certain things, and I brought them to the table, and we finished them all together. Then we brought Anton in, but it was also really crazy.
That's
we
their formula.
had all of that, but it was a mess. It was a mess of a song.
mess.
We were about to abandon it. We were like, it's just not working out. We didn't have a chorus. It would go directly into a different riff, which I wrote. That was really bad.
Yeah, like we were in the studio.
No,
Danny's like, yes, it was really
it was bad. I wrote it on the piano.
that
I'm
about
sorry
you,
about that. But then, like, we brought it to Anton, and he just like brought new life to it in such a magical
so
way.
glad.
We
Yeah.
wrote the chorus literally, I think, in like 2 minutes max. Like we had the we just started humming a melody. We wrote some lyrics, and we recorded it, and it just stayed there.
I feel like that's such a, like an awesome thing about a producer, you know, like they push you to think outside the box. Like that riff in the chorus that we did not have is played with a slide.
Yes.
To get all that. And I was just like, I had never even thought about that before because I don't know how to use one, and I had to learn to to actually record that and play this live. But
Cool.
It's those
See,
type of-
look at that. She's even learning new techniques with this new album. And as a guitarist, like you have to keep pushing yourself. And the thing about Danny is she has the ability to push her vocals and the guitar work. And all three of these sisters really can do that too. And I think the more Ale does that will even make her even more dynamic too, because I know a lot of people think that Danny and Pal probably are just more talkative because they sing, and something about that makes you think someone's just more talkative if they sing. But you could see that Ali could talk a whole bunch, and I know a lot of artists that I have talked to said they want to work on being able to sing even if they're not known as singers, because it really does help them interact even with more people, because then they think they actually talk more, which is hilarious when you think of it.
Things that kind of like push you to be more creative, think outside the box, and it's exciting for us as well to do stuff that we've never done before. It's just kind of like, ooh.
That's amazing. You had to learn and play the slide. It's so great.
Yeah.
And then I also really love escapism.
Okay, that is also like a huge underdog. I've showed it to a few of my friends, and they're also like, escapism is so cool.
Because I love the songs you put out. I love them. I don't want to talk more about them, but like those were two like that aren't released yet. I'm like, oh, I love these.
Escapism is fantastic. It's one of my favorites as well.
Yeah.
We wrote it in 2021 over Zoom with Boone.
That was also like a pandemic baby song.
Yeah, that was one of like our first song. It was our second songwriting session ever. And it was through Zoom in the pandemic. We were so nervous, and Boone was just so amazing. He was such a pleasure to work with. Like after that, I was like, oh, this is really fun.
Yeah, we were excited about writing with other people after that as well.
But you know what? We were like, we don't go up in the chorus like melodically. I feel like that's the first time.
But it was like something that we did intentionally. We're like, we don't want to do what we
that's what I
always
like
do.
about it. That's what I like.
We want to
about
do something new.
Let's just
It's just like crowd vocals, like game vocals.
Yeah, we all do
just
it
like
at the same time. So it's so fun.
That song's special. That song has its own like sonic stamp. I really love that song.
Thank you.
Do you have any favorite moments on the album?
Like a moment.
Or a song, or
I feel like my favorite absolute moment on the album is the bridge in Sharks. I head up into like that major key. And there's like the little tambourine in the background, and you're headbanging, but you're dancing.
Yes.
And playing that, well, we don't play it correctly right now. we haven't had time to rehearse.
We have to rehearse.
But once we get it right, that's going to pack such a punch. I'm so sure.
That one's going to be
That's
sick.
exciting.
Are you going to play the full album live? Or going to pick and choose?
I think we have to.
We're gonna pick and choose.
I think that the first time that we're gonna play it live, like
all
the
album,
songs, it's gonna be for our shows in Mexico City in El Auditorio Nacional in February.
Yeah.
In February.
Probably that's gonna be like the
25 February, they're gonna do the whole thing.
Official debut as like this.
I mean, we are going to play all the tracks like separately in different shows,
Right.
But
you only have a certain set time, and now we have 4 albums.
Yes,
worth
you
of
gotta
music.
hit your
So
loved ones from the others
we're gonna
too.
have to
Creating
pick and
a
choose.
set list now is gonna be even
It's gonna be
more
really hard.
I
hectic.
feel like everyone's gonna be fighting on it. Like our whole team's gonna be like, you can't remove that
Yeah.
But we're gonna be like, we need to play the new songs, guys.
So ultimately, who picks the set list?
song. We do.
Yeah.
It's like everyone chimes in, but sometimes it's like we're not gonna play that.
Mhm.
Like we're not gonna
Ultimately,
play
they
Fade
have
Away.
to pick.
Like no way.
They're performing.
Like our first EP, like we're not.
First songs ever. That was like,
I mean that sometimes Brady's like, why don't you play Take Me Down? People love that song. It's like we were 12.
Like 12,
Yeah,
right?
let's not do it. Let's not go
get
there.
that.
Yeah.
Respect. Yeah. It's like opening up like a diary entry from
Yes.
like, I understand.
Right.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, I get that. It's also a girl thing. I understand. What about songs like Automatic Sun? I mean, it's already a favorite, you know? And that's about, you know, like craving like the energy from someone and, you know.
Yeah.
So a song like that, is that about someone in particular? Like, how did that song come about?
It's not about someone in particular, I think. It was, we were kind of burnt out by that time.
It was the last song we wrote for the album.
Oh my
We
God.
were trying to do a one-liner chorus, which is like you only repeat one word or one phrase for the whole chorus. And
Didn't
that's
work
it.
out. By the
We
way.
tried to
Not
do that for
achieve
the
it.
whole
Didn't
album,
work out.
and we never
That's hard.
did
Got
it.
there.
Like we just weren't able to
But
do
it wasn't the time.
But
I think.
it just didn't happen. But we had the phrase "automatic sun" for some reason, and we had no idea what that meant
Yeah.
at all.
It just came to you.
Yeah.
yes,
That's
cool. I don't know if it was Anton who
You
said
know what?
it.
We had automatic. We had automatic stuff.
Oh, and we were like automatic gloves,
Yeah.
automatic
I remember
I don't know why
that,
we
but
liked
we were like that for like 2 hours.
Just trying to
We're just trying to
find
find
Automatic
more.
elbow?
The melody and automatic sang so good.
Yeah.
We're like, "Ugh, what do we say?
And we tried to change automatic and no.
But when we got to Automatic Sun, and it was basically just thinking about like the people that we miss when we're not here.
Yes.
Like the people, like we're on tour and you miss something, somebody, like whatever it is, you miss that energy. And you feel that gravitational pull, like even if you're like on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Just wanna, like
I
go
get
back
it.
to that. It's like, it's just
That
about
excitement when
missing.
you just like find
Well,
it.
like I totally understand it because as you can see, the Warning Army, there's a lot different in the backgrounds. If I haven't told y'all yet, if you haven't seen in the videos, we're actually selling, we're moving, and we're going back to the island where Alanna and I grew up on. So that pull, that automatic sun, that location or whatever it is, we got attracted to go back, and that's what we're doing now. So that's what they're kind of mentioning about. So I think that's why everyone loves this automatic sun, because if you know that and then you listen to it, everyone can associate that to something, right?
You see that person and you're like,
Yeah.
And we're about
My
a
little
third of the
automatic
way
sun.
through.
Yes. So it was
we have
about,
a lot more
like, I
chat
think
on
we
this.
were
This
all
is great.
sharing that because not only do we travel, but like Anton travels, Dan travels, like they all tour, they all
team.
write with other people, like
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah.
So like it's about missing somebody
Yeah.
and being able to go back to that person. But Automatic Sun, for me, it's my favorite song in the
Yeah,
album.
it's amazing.
It's
I
so
love
It's
that
good.
song.
I
don't
love
know
it
if
that
it's
like
amazing.
hits.
I don't know if it's weird to say like it's such a good song because it's
Not
our
at all.
song, but it
You
is.
should
It's
be able to.
objectively
A
a great
good
song.
song.
It
And you
is.
should be proud of your amazing work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Glad
But
they can
Anton
be.
and Dan, I feel like that's where like such a incredible blend of the two of them. Like it just happened, and it was amazing to be a part of that. Like
Shout out to
it was
Anton
just
and Dan.
an insane little moment. Because again, it was the last song we wrote for the album.
Yeah.
We were brain dead. Like there was
I can
nothing
only
in
imagine.
there.
Yeah.
We had just finished touring.
We had like nothing left.
Nothing.
nothing.
Except for Automatic Sun.
Exactly.
So it
Yeah.
worked out.
And like
Except for that
knowing
want to get
that you're
back.
about to be done for the year
Yeah.
is also like your body knows it's gonna get some
Yes.
rest.
Yeah.
And
It's like
it's
the
even
last
more
show
like,
of the
"Ooh."
tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you just know and your like body just gives up on you. It was like that,
Yeah.
but with your brain.
Yeah, I
It was
get
so
that.
weird.
Such
Alex, are you
athletes,
the
aren't
favorite
they?
song?
Automatic Sun is
Is
my
it yours
favorite.
as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
Automatic Sun and Satisfied are my favorite
Oh, I
songs.
love
Oh.
Satisfied
I feel like
too.
it's just such like
Interesting.
it sounds like a B-side to me, but like a perfect
Ooh.
B-side. Like I don't know, I just love it so much. Like the riff goes on throughout like the whole song, and we just like made it work without like it sounding really repetitive. And I don't know, it's just like such a fun song. It has a solo, love the solo, and I love that it has like the melody of like the vocals on like.
yeah.
I was about to
the
sing it, and
verse.
the album is not out, so I'll stop
sing it.
myself.
But I don't know, I like that song just like does something to my brain. Like I love it so much.
It's a great song.
What about you, Danny?
I actually, my two favorite songs are Automatic Sun as well and Apologize. So I love that
Really?
you said that because I'm just like, I just feel that song so much. And singing it as well feels so good.
That live. I'm sorry. Are you going to apologize live?
Yeah.
Yes, I mean
too.
we
Oh my
have,
God,
and
please.
also
That'll
we
be
release
heavy hitter.
snippets. Fans like love Apologize, and it's not even out.
Yeah.
So I feel like we will have to.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
I love it.
Apologize is the hardest song on the record.
Hard.
It is just
It's so much going on.
It's
It
so
has
much
a lot
going
going
on.
on. I get
and
it.
it's
My
hard
sounds
to
are just like,
groove on it, and like
Apologize is kind of like a rave almost, you know? Because it's just it's so unexpected,
nuts.
so dynamic, has so many different elements and textures and
You're like, what's gonna happen next?
unexpected twists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
now we just have to like, really.
You need to do that
really-
live. I'm sorry, you need to work it out.
Okay.
Work it out.
Your,
will.
your
Yeah.
screams are so good.
I
Yes.
have a lot of fun, like just screaming.
I remember when you recorded them and you could just like hear your screams and you're like,
The
you're like,
range.
The
"Apologize."
screaming. Can we talk about the apologize scream, actually? I
Yes.
think we need to
Gives
talk
me
about
the
that.
fingers.
I need to hear more about this.
I wish I had an interesting story. Well, I mean, Apologize is about being pissed and having a resentment towards somebody that messed you up in some way, and you have to deal with the aftermath of that. Like you have to clean up the mess that they
Yeah,
made.
I hate
and
that.
like kind of just fix yourself after everything that went on. So I was just
Cool.
like, maybe like I was not even thinking about that situation, but I was so tired. I know that we say this a lot, but
Well,
we were
your
we
schedule
were so
is like
tired.
unparalleled.
So
They're
like
so
I was
tired,
in the
aren't they?
studio, and it was just such a big moment for me. Let everything out. I didn't scream, like I didn't record that many times. It was just
Yeah.
like
It came
Came out.
It was like a primal response.
yes, it was just me. And Anton was just like, why didn't you tell me that you could scream? And I was like, what do you mean? You didn't know? Like, I scream every day when I'm performing live. He was like, because I didn't scream on Sick.
Yeah.
He was like, you didn't do like the Sick screams. And I was like, no.
And but it's your first time actually screaming a word.
Yes.
It's a bit harder.
It is hard.
Honestly.
Like I can't.
Recording it is
It's
not that bad, but
incredible.
now that I had to play it live with what I'm actually playing on the drums and that part,
Yeah, that's
like,
gonna be tricky.
ooh, it's fun. It's fun.
Wow.
It's fun.
Challenges.
But that
Challenges.
scream is aspirational.
Yes,
No wonder
it's
she's
wow.
drummer of the year.
liberating.
Like talking about like who inspired the songs, and a lot of times it's just your
This is a
energies
great
and stuff. I
interview.
can't
Wow.
imagine with your schedules. Like, do you even have time to
Honestly?
like have relationships? I mean, as far as like love, like on the road or from afar, or are you guys just very focused?
I mean, there's a balance to everything. And it also really depends on the people that you love. Like maintaining relationships, even if it's like romantic, if it's family, if it's friendships, any type of even work relationships. It's work.
Yeah.
Like, but
is.
it's work
Goes
because
both
you
ways.
care for the
Yeah.
other person, obviously. And while you have to understand the situation of the people that you're leaving behind when you're traveling, those people also understand the situation that we're in. So it's just about like communication. And again, there's also such a big, like a beautiful thing in missing somebody.
Yeah.
Because I
Very
don't
true.
feel like humans that we love missing other people. It's not something that we like because you feel like, I don't think it's a primal thing, but if you're missing somebody, it means that you care for this person, and this person
100%.
means something to you. And even though missing somebody's not the nicest thing in the world, like you can feel sad about it or whatever, it's like I love
It enriches
this
your life.
person so much that I can carry these feelings and still feel happy that I have them.
Yeah.
Well said, pal.
It's just about
What a
finding
poet.
a balance and articulating it. And also, we all have somebody that we miss when we're traveling.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not just
It's like
us and our
impossible.
schedule and our time, but like, my parents leave their families as well. I mean, like their parents and their brothers and their siblings. Like Rudy, like our manager, also has his family. All our team, their relationships, like.
There's unity in that.
So we all feel like we all know that we have people waiting for us back home.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so beautiful.
So we all try to just like, we know that we're on the same page, that even though that we're missing these people, like we're doing this so we can come back to them and just like share everything that we've been doing.
Yeah.
Of course.
What about on the road?
Wow. See, like, and maybe the real question she wanted, or some of us wanted, is like, are you actually dating someone? Maybe is the direct one she was looking for. But I think that was a perfect answer by Pao, because whether it is romantic, whether it's your family or your friends, there's so much work involved. And then there's that, well, hey, we're the warning now. Like, we have to do this while we're hot, and I'm sure they're going to be hot for a long time. So we're going to do this until it ends, and hopefully it never does for them. But then you need people on the other side that know that's going to be it and are still happy to see you when you do have the little bit of time to be at home. So it would be very difficult to have a romantic relationship as well as other relationships while you're doing this. Even with the people you're working with, you're just so busy doing everything. Look at them. They're literally having an interview here, but I'm sure a lot of their team is behind the scenes here with them as well. So again, this is just such a good interview, and I can see why they were very excited to come back with Allison as we're almost getting halfway done.
I'm sure people like try to get to know you and try to like hang.
flirt.
Yeah. And like groupies and like
I don't know if
other
groupies,
bands,
but-
other artists. Like,
I
what's like the
mean-
social scene like?
Yeah.
I feel like we're very shy
Yeah.
and we don't really like.
I feel like when you meet us, you know immediately that the vibe is not there.
Yeah.
Like somebody could be flirting with us and it's
And
like,
we'll be like,
you're not gonna get anywhere.
and we're always with our team.
we're
We're,
not
always
having
with people.
So
Like,
Charles
good.
would be like in the back and be like,
hey.
what?
Yeah.
It's like a big chastity belt around
Yeah.
you, right?
we're always with, we're
And
always
also,
with
I feel like we're all very conscious that we're working.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like, what are we gonna
working.
do? Hide somebody in the bus? Like, how is that even gonna work? No way.
There's a lot of people around.
Yes. And I mean,
That is hilarious.
and even if there wasn't, I feel like we all have our priorities straight.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like what's really new and exciting about, maybe sometimes people flirt, but more than anything, it's really exciting to have these friendships made.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Or
Look at that.
starts.
yeah,
Kinda
exactly.
like-
Because when we started work and we were really young,
We were
I mean, we
really
still
young.
are,
No,
we're at an
So you were
age.
actually children.
Yeah,
You were literally children.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now we're like, we go to these venues and sometimes we meet people or festivals and it's like people our age now, or sometimes they're a bit
Yeah.
older, but you can have friendships and
Legit
you can go
friendships.
back
That's
to these
beautiful.
places
Yeah, no
and see the
kidding.
people we're
like,
excited to go
"Hey,
back to certain
great to see
festivals
you."
on the other side of the world because we'll see people that we met last time. And
That's
that's crazy
really
to
cool.
think about.
That's really
It's really
exciting.
nice.
Yeah, you're at a different point in your career and in your journey.
Yeah.
How has your relationship with each other evolved? Like even this last year, just it's been like another stratosphere for you.
I want to
guys.
say something too because I'm coming from a different angle. Obviously, I'm a man. I have different priorities and all that. But I'm watching a show called Suits, and in Suits, there's obviously lawyers that are female and male. But a lot of these females, after they focus on their career really hard, when they get into their 40s, then want to have a family. But so I think that's kind of what Allison is saying when she's saying like you guys are on a different path, because really the career is the most important part of their lives right now. So obviously if someone does come in and then it works, that's great. But the main focus right now is the relationship of the band and the fans itself. And then even being able to come back to Los Angeles and seeing Allison, or go to the different festivals and see some of the people that are going to rush to the front to see, to come and see you, right? So I think these are really good questions that a lot of the curious people around the world will want to know. And just how good Pow is at answering those questions, it's astonishing and just so good PR work. Even though this is a friendly, open conversation here, that's just, she knows how to answer any question.
Guys, like what have you sort of learned about yourselves also in this process?
I personally learned the importance of leaving each other alone for a while.
Yes.
Yep. You're
We're
totally
together
right.
all the time. And like now we kind of have our separate spaces when we come back home,
Yeah.
which we didn't have that before.
Yeah.
And it makes
so
such
smart.
a huge
It
difference. Like
does.
I come back to Monterrey
And
and
it's
I
like-
don't see Ale. Like
Yeah.
At all.
at all. I will not see her. I don't know where she's
Yeah.
hiding, but I will not see her. And that's fine. Because I will see her
I'll
for
stay in my
2
room.
months straight
Yeah.
in a week.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's really
Right.
nice to like have
Take
that
breathers.
and know that like even though we're not seeing each other, we're not like there all the time. We like I know if I need anything, even like when she's hiding, let's say I don't know, I don't have a better word for it. It's like I can just text her and she'll be there.
Aw.
Like there's an unspoken
You can still have communication though.
Camaraderie.
sisterhood, but we are sisters.
Yeah.
But like we know that we're there for each other and that we can take breaks and that's okay.
Yes. It's respecting personal space.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially because we
And
don't
even
have
on
personal
tour.
space on
Even
tour.
on
And even on tour, like sometimes it's like
You
we
have
don't like
to.
someone's not feeling it, someone's not having a great day. And it's just learning how to like
Leave people
Let them
alone.
have their
Yeah.
space.
Exactly.
Let them have
'cause
their
there's
space.
importance in checking in, but at
Yeah.
the same time knowing when to not check in. You know,
Right.
like get it and be like, you know what,
Yeah.
go through it, and if you need me, we'll be.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
it. Like we
Yeah.
all know that if we need anything,
So
we can
well
always
said,
say it.
girls.
And we can always offer that like, hey, if you need anything, I'm here, but I will leave you alone.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
go at it. Feel however
Feel
you
the
need to
feelings.
feel.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, I am so happy they were saying this because I'm going through something really similar right now with my stepson. We're currently trying to move right now and we're in the middle of it. So he is actually staying on the island with his grandpa and his nana. So I've never actually been away from my stepkid this long, which is going to be almost 2 months after having him for 2 years straight in my life. But then because of how much we've been together every single day, we both semi need this separation, not in a negative way like they're saying, but just because of how much time we have already spent together, this little separation is needed. And for me, it felt not offensive, but like, why do you need all this space? And now I kind of am understanding it just because it's like, no, you just need to let each other grow and like know when to check in, even in that space moments, because we have phones. So like, I just find that really intriguing that that's what they're talking about and how wise they already are. And as this is their 4th album now, every album as they move forward, they're going to be better and better at giving each other full space and letting each other grow into whatever flowers they want to be, right?
Yeah.
What is like a day in the life like with you guys? Because I know your days are jam packed.
Yeah.
You know, like do they start at a certain time every day? Like, is there a schedule? Is there a routine? Or is every day totally different?
I feel like it was like a pattern, but it's not.
It depends on what we're doing. Like when we're on tour, I love when we like head out on tour because we actually have a schedule.
Yeah.
We know what we're gonna do from the moment we wake up to when we sleep. We know what's gonna happen throughout the days. We wake up, we have lunch, and then we have like sound check, we do meet and greet, we get ready for our shows. Well, we take like a 30-minute nap before then, we get ready for our
Yes,
shows.
I love
We
that
give the
nap.
show, we shower, you get on the bus and you sleep. And we do
That
that.
sounds so ladylike, but it's necessary.
But we always do.
Naps are
We do
always-
take our
You need
daily
a
naps
nap.
when we're on tour. And that's a day when we tour. But like
Then,
And you do that for
Same.
every day for like
every
months.
day.
And
is a
sometimes
show.
you have interviews in between.
Yeah,
Right.
it
Sometimes
changes
you wake
a
a little
bit.
bit earlier. Sometimes you like guilt trip yourself into exercising or something like that.
Yeah.
But when we're not touring,
It's a mess.
it's a mess. Like
Yes.
I don't know how to explain it, but I live by my calendar. Like I
Yeah.
open up my calendar that morning
What
and
am
I
I
see
doing?
what I have to do band wise. But like when we're in Monterrey, it's also super
chaotic.
complicated because we come back to Monterrey to like we have to go like with all of our doctors. We have to cut our hair. We have all of our
Right.
appointments.
We do
Like
like the
human
little-
things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Human
Exactly.
things that you need to take care of.
Yes.
Like, oh my God,
Yes.
I didn't do the laundry, and
Right.
I have to like. Oh,
And I leave tomorrow, and I didn't unpack.
Yeah.
I have to
And then
unpack to pack
there's
again.
like the work side where we need to rehearse, and then there's really like, oh, like we need to do liners, and then
you have to do the TikToks.
but then
you have the
we're also
interviews.
busy socializing because we
Right.
haven't been home for like 2
Yeah.
months.
go see
So
your-
then
when am I gonna see
Your
you?
So
loved
then
one.
it's
Right.
like, oh, we need to do liners. Oh, but Pal's not here. Oh, now Danny's not here. Oh, now I'm going out. And
Yeah.
so
You
have
it's just,
and
it's
between
just
all
a
that,
mess.
You're doing handwritten
Oh
lyrics
my
for Patreon.
God.
You're doing monthly lectures for Patreon. You're signing 3,000 CDs in a day.
So-
We're doing
So
that
it's
right
like,
now.
Wow.
It's
so
just a
like
big jumble of
organizing
things.
everything we need to do when we get back home is always such a mess.
Impressive.
I'm so stressed out just thinking that we're about to go back.
What do you guys do? Do you get overwhelmed? What do you do? Like, do you have like sort of like little breakdowns or like moments where you're like, I can't do this?
I cry.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
cry.
Yeah.
No, but I cry like
You get
In
it
a
all
healthy
out.
way.
like
Yeah.
on
You just have
Like
to.
a release.
Like, yeah,
Yeah, you get it
like,
all out.
I
Yes.
feel like this and I will cry it out.
Yeah.
But usually it's just like you
Oh,
have a little
girls.
space to yourself. Like I try to like isolate myself for a little bit. I like to watch people making like smoothies and stuff. Like I watch like 24-hour cafe ASMR.
really?
And I put it on TV.
Wait, that's hilarious.
And I just
You,
watch
like,
it.
zone out
Yes.
to watching like smoothie
No
making?
thoughts. And I'm
Wait,
just
What
that is
the-
amazing.
watching it
That's
until I
kinda
calm
funny.
down and I can continue doing what I have to do.
Oh my
I just
god,
do
that
it
sounds so
yesterday
satisfying.
When like right now we're about to go back. We
Yeah.
have 10 days and we head out to Japan. And that but like in between those 10 days, we have to rehearse. We have to finish signing stuff. We
Oh
have to
my
record music videos.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was-
Oh, and that's a whole other
That's
thing.
a whole other
Yeah.
thing.
I
I
forgot
forgot.
God. See, that's why what I have noticed, they're so busy, and as an interviewer now, a lot of the times you'll ask questions that will make them almost self-aware of how intense and how difficult their life is to juggle, even though they enjoy it. And it's always fun to watch it because they've had a few moments already like that where she's brought something up, Allison, and then the sisters here are just like, oh my God, you're so right. This is going to be rough. Oh my God, the festival now. Oh man. Like all these realizations that a true fan like Allison can bring to Ali, Daddy, and Pow. So this is just, it's perfect, really. And it's so cool that they had a second time they got to chat.
It's just so much to do.
So much to do.
And that is very scary
God, it's a lot to
sometimes.
do.
But you have to live day by day.
Yes.
Yes.
Because if you start thinking about the things you need to do, it's a mess.
Enough
Like
evil in
you'll
one
just
day.
drown in everything that you need to do, worrying about stuff that you're not doing yet. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what? Today is
Right now.
another
is
day,
good.
and
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I need to do today.
Like what
That's
happens
it.
to me so
That's
much
good
is I see
advice.
my
Yes.
calendar and it's like, okay, I come back from Japan and then after Japan we have this and then after this we go to Europe. But after Europe I have 7 days and after those 7 days I go to the US. After the US it's Canada. After Canada the year is over.
go
The year is
Canada!
over. It's already
No,
going to
it's
be
so
February.
overwhelming.
No.
Look
And
at
it's
Danny.
like,
Danny's like freaking out.
No, you get so
Slow it down.
overwhelmed, and it's really unhealthy to start thinking about everything you need to do because you go insane. Like there's no way
Yeah.
of
And,
like
time
not
just
going
seems
insane if
like
you
it
do that.
doesn't exist for me.
Yes.
It's like already going to be 2026. And it's like
Yeah, no.
No,
that's
it's
not good.
like, so you have to live day by day.
Also, because
Hug
you
a
guys
tree.
are in such an ascent now, like you've been working your whole lives, and now you're like really like kind of catapulting. It's also important, also for just mental health, to like be in the moment as much as you can as well.
really
That is
You're
always
gonna
my
miss
homework.
it. You know, you're gonna miss it because you're always getting to the next thing. It's really important to kind of to ground yourself
Yeah.
and
It's
watch
really
more
hard.
smoothie videos.
Exactly.
Saying that.
Yeah, that's how I grow myself.
Yeah,
Yes.
everyone has their own thing. I would always recommend journaling. Just like feel it out, just say it,
Write it out. Yeah.
write it out.
Right.
Because you don't even know. Sometimes it's weird when you don't even know what you're feeling. It's so much that you're like, what is this? And you just kind of like start writing and be like, oh, okay.
That's what I'm
This
feeling.
is what it's going through my system right now. I get it, and just let it out.
Yeah.
It's great.
What are sort of your roles off stage? Like, do you have roles? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, is one of you like make sure everyone's on task, or is someone else like?
I feel like we don't have specific roles that we just kind of like give each other, but we know who
We have
does
our
what.
strengths.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are your strengths?
I don't know if this is
Good way
gonna be
to put
like
it.
controversial, but I feel like at least I am very aware of it. But when we're on tour, our role is to exist and play and go and like that's it.
Yeah.
Like if we have to do anything else, usually somebody else helps us take care of it.
Yes.
Like if I forgot, I don't know, let's say my toothbrush, I can't go out and walk and get it myself. I have
Yeah.
to ask somebody else to help me with that. So really, like my
Yeah.
What an incredible team.
only thing on my mind
Laser
is
focus.
I just have to do. I just have to play. I have to do the meet and greets. I have to do
Perform.
the interviews, and I have to play.
Yes.
That's
I get
it.
that.
Yeah.
But
Because the
Yeah.
mental energy.
The
is,
only the only thing I
focus
can
on that.
think of, which is really like a silly little thing, is like when we do have hotels, I always carry the hotel keys because everyone else uses them.
yes,
Because everyone else uses them. So it's always like, oh, we only have one key. Like, who's gonna have it? So I was like, Ale.
Ale.
Like,
Ale.
I'll take it.
Nice.
responsible
Yeah.
person.
She is so responsible. You can tell.
I don't know.
Wait, I love that.
I always have the hotel keys. Yeah.
I also want to address this specifically for the fans. They always comment on Ale. You know, like I always say it's the elephant in the room. I call it the Ale-phant in the room. But they always say that Ale doesn't speak. I don't know what they're talking about.
I know.
I'm comfortable. What can I say?
She sure is, especially now.
yeah, but it really is what it is. When I'm comfortable, like I just like
Here's the
my
moment
ability
from
to
the
not
beginning of the
speak, like,
vid.
goes away, and I just like you know.
Perfect.
Speak, yeah.
That really warms my heart.
Aw.
Good.
Yes.
Take that, fans. Ale has spoken.
Yes.
Oh. Well,
I love
thinking
the
back, like how you've been
Zoom-ins.
a band for over 10 years, and it's just been this journey, this like ascent. Where do you feel like you are right now in the journey?
Oh, we're like in the. I feel like.
It's
wow.
still
Yeah, you're good, you're good.
bubbling.
You know, to be completely honest with you, we've had a 10-year journey up to this point, and it has been very, very gradual. Things are moving a little bit faster now, and we can feel it.
Yeah.
We're like, okay,
Feel it.
okay. But we're so.
MTV.
I feel like I want to
Jimmy.
touch on this first. We're so happy and blessed to have had those
Yeah,
10
they are
years the way
blessed.
we
Of
did.
like training, or
I
I,
feel
don't know
like-
how to call
yeah,
it. But
I feel
yeah,
like
getting ready.
They're
Yes.
prepped.
Now more than ever, I can realize and appreciate, like, if I didn't have that, I don't know how I would be dealing with this right now,
Yeah.
because it has prepared me and us so much in like tons of different aspects, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like
I bet they're
it's so
entrepreneurs now
overwhelming.
too.
I feel like we're living just in a very overwhelming time. Our management always uses this analogy. I don't know if that's how you say it.
Yeah,
It's like
analogy.
a metaphor.
Yeah.
Of a plane on a tarmac, and like before it was like we're on the tarmac, and that is where you use the most fuel.
Right.
Once you're in the air,
You just go.
smooth
Yeah,
sailing.
smooth
Like you don't
sailing.
I
have
like
to
it.
put in that much fuel in it.
It's like getting
so
the
we were always
ball
like, we're
rolling,
still on the
right?
tarmac. We're still on the tarmac. So right now, it feels like
We're
the
like-
wheels are just starting to lift off.
Right.
Yeah,
Slowly.
you know, we're
And we
in
have to
that
pull all that fuel
Yeah.
in. It is that moment. And it is such an exciting moment of like
Yeah.
so much like anxiety and
God.
uncertainty,
No
but in a
kidding.
good way.
Yeah.
Because
You feel the rush,
we've
like
been on
literally.
that tarmac,
Aw.
you
They're
know,
flying
and now
through
like it's
life.
just starting to okay, and you know that it's happening.
Yeah.
Like you feel your stomach just kind of like flying as it's like ooh.
Great
And
analogy.
we're ready to pull the fuel in, you know?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Just
I mean,
like-
that's what we've been doing. That's
Let's
what we
do
keep
it.
doing. So it's very motivating to see what's happening right now. Not only for us, but like our whole team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we can see
Everyone's
that,
going
like,
with
kind
them
of,
too,
like, just,
right?
like, domino effect of the things that we've been doing and how it's affecting the things that we're getting now.
Yes.
It's crazy.
It feels like you are athletes who've been training your whole
Yes.
lives, and now
They
you're
are
at the
athletes.
Olympics.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
But it's like,
But
are we
now
gonna
you
win
have
the
to, like,
gold?
but now you just got to the Olympics.
Yes.
You
Exactly.
haven't, like,
You have to like prove yourself that
Right.
you can be there, you know?
but you're at the Olympics. Yeah, it
Exactly.
feels that way. As a fan, it feels that way too. It's like we're all aware of the work. And we've talked about this before. You are role models, not just as women, as human beings, you know, who are visionaries. You know, you created your own path. There was no one else doing what you do. You are trailblazers, you know, and for me, that is just what's so the most exciting. And to see you really getting all of these opportunities, you made them happen. You made them happen. Oh,
I just got chills. But
it's like
insane.
but it's true. I mean, I think that's why also the fans love you.
Now, because what's crazy is you can see that even the body language of Allison at the very beginning, she was very upfront, very smiley, not like forcing it or anything, but there was that, hey, it's great to see you again. Let's get excited, right? But then they kind of casually sunk back into their seats here, and then they've gotten so comfortable where even Allie's like coming out of her shell and speaking all the time. And then now with this compliment, it didn't necessarily feel so much like blowing smoke, where this time it actually gave them goosebumps, and they took that look how good you are way better this time.
Of course they love your music. I'm obsessed with your music, but we also love you and your journey and for sharing that with us. And it's very inspiring at any age, you know. If I was a little girl, I would be obsessed with you guys, and I'd be literally like wanting to play every instrument. I still want to do that. But as a woman, I just watch you and I'm like, thank you. You're like what's right about the world.
Yes.
Thank you.
What makes you proud? You know, just kind of reflecting back and just seeing where you are at this very like pivotal point. What are you proud of?
Oh, I have this very clear. I'm very proud that we're still here.
Yeah.
I'm very
gonna say
proud
that.
of
We're
the
still doing
relationship
this.
that we have. Like, even though like everything that's happening is happening and everything that has happened, because again, what you see, like what we show of our work, it's the pretty side. Usually there's just so much that goes on behind, like a lot of hard work that has been going on for years, and a lot of like emotional turmoil that goes into those years. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
And seeing that we still have the relationship that we have today, that we're able to create the way that we create, and the way that we are able to share the same thing in different ways together.
Yeah.
That for me is just something like to be insanely proud of.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we have had so many opportunities for it to not be like that.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like it's so easy in this industry, especially with what we're living right now, for us to like just kind of like drift apart in between the
Easy to,
craziness of
right?
it all.
Yeah.
And it's very comforting to see that we're conscious of it and we're like, no.
Exactly.
And we share the
keep
same
it
mindset
intact.
for that.
Yeah.
Another side of that I'm really proud of is exactly that we have had moments where we fell, you know, and we've gotten back up, not only to get back up, but to also grow from that, you know, learn that this happened to us. How are we going to change it? How are we going to like make it work and kind of like move forward? So
And
What can we learn from
yeah,
it?
and not only us as sisters, but with my parents as well as a family and the
whole
rest of our
team,
team.
yes.
Just kind of it's like in little
And
sections.
business women.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As
Yes.
well. Also,
Yeah.
to learn everything that there is to learn about this
Yes.
industry, which
Yeah.
is a lot. Yeah.
You've accomplished so much in a year. What do you hope to accomplish in this next year or in the near future?
I'm so
God.
scared of that question.
Yeah.
Because when you were saying like just the intro, I was like, I can't believe all that happened
Yeah.
after we talked with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We already had our year planned out, and then so many things happened that were not planned. So what we have planned out for the rest of the year is absolutely insane.
Right.
is.
And I'm very like scared in some sort of way of like, what will happen that is not planned? That is just like this
That's
huge
gonna
like blow our
weave in its
thing.
way.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But more than anything, I feel like I'm just excited that we're taking those steps.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the release. I'm excited for people to have this album and see how it does.
Yes.
And
Oh
No,
yeah,
go ahead.
and I don't know if in the next year or maybe 2 or 3, but like hopefully we get to fly. You know?
Yes.
It's like we
Oh my
take
God, the Stop it, because I'm gonna cry. I don't want to cry.
We get to fly.
But you said it in such
Yeah.
a hopeful way.
Well, yeah, 'cause
No.
we're-
Wow. Stop it. I'm gonna drink wine.
I think you're
Are we done?
already in the sky, guys. I do.
Aw.
I think you're already on your way. But I also think another metaphor, the sky's the limit. Sorry, we have to keep going with like
of
the
course, we
aviation
have to, like-
metaphors. But I do think you're already flying. But I think you haven't even scratched the surface
Yeah.
of like the stratosphere that you are going to be in.
Oh,
I mean,
thank
it's
you.
just to watch you it's a gift really for all of us.
It is
And
a
I
gift.
love this album. I love
Thanks.
this album.
Thank
I
you.
genuinely
We love
love
it too.
And I loved Error, and I loved your music before, but I really do think that this album really shows the growth. I
It
do. I
does.
think it's
Thank
a
you.
natural evolution for you as musicians, as women.
Parental
I think the fans are gonna
advisory.
love it. I can't wait to see it live.
Guys,
Also,
They say the
on
F
the
word.
album, there's a Spanish song.
Yeah.
And it
Love
is
it.
one of the best. And we have to talk about the video.
Yeah, we
Oh my
do.
God, it's so
The video
good.
is so much fun. Well,
So, ¿Qué más quieres? Is the only Spanish song on the album. It was so much fun to write.
Yeah.
It really is just a song where we let loose, and we really wanted
Feels like
to
it.
just have fun with it. And I feel like you can see that in the video.
for sure.
It was my directorial debut.
Really?
It sure was.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Wow, the
How
video
did
is
amazing.
incredible. It's like a whole other conversation is the video. It is
Yes.
so good.
So usually when we write, especially like in these writing sessions, I usually have like a Pinterest board and I just do mood boards for each song. And I had one for ¿Qué más quieres? And when we got the mixes, like the final mixes for like approval, I was listening to all the songs with my mood boards and seeing like if we were able to like really capture that. And I was seeing the one of like ¿Qué más quieres? I was like, we should really do a video for this. Like, please, please, please. And I told
remember.
Rudy about it.
Yeah.
And Rudy was like, okay, direct it. And I was like,
Wow.
what do you mean?
Rudy.
But I remember the OG idea. You came like running to me and be
I
like,
did.
"What if you get married?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" First of all,
It's like you're gonna
it's
scam people. You're gonna get married. You're gonna scam people. It's like the story really evolved. I co-directed it with Ivan Chavez, who we've worked with before, and it's a close part of our team. And for me to have that space to explore something new with my creativity and just like be able to present our music visually with such authority, like, because we've done music videos before.
Yeah.
But for me to like really put what was in my brain when we were writing it into a video, it was incredible.
What an
I found out that I
experience for her.
really, really like directing. Like
And
I
you're so
like
good at it too.
I like bossing people
Good for
around in the
her.
nicest way possible, but I
She
feel
does.
confident in it because I knew what I wanted.
Wait,
And
wait,
Ivan was the nicest way possible, but I
but
feel
you
confident
share.
in it because I knew what I wanted. And Ivan
But she
was
said she's
really
dominating.
like, he really gave me the space to really explore that.
Wow.
And it was so much fun. And for it to like be released with MTV, like the other day, it was playing on Times Square on
Wow.
loop.
Oh,
So
that's
imagine that the
exciting.
first video I've ever directed is just on Times
There.
Square on loop.
I mean, it feels very
Insane.
VMAs to me. It feels
Yeah?
like it could be a contender.
Yeah.
The
Manifesting.
video is amazing.
Manifesting.
Thank you.
But you're all such great actors in it as well.
Yeah.
Thank
Danny
you.
surprised me so
So good.
so
Thank
much.
you. I was so nervous because I've never done
Wow.
like the acting without, lip syncing the song.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
only just, expressions.
You were
So I was just
insane.
like,
Yeah, you were really
Because
Okay.
when I presented the how do you say guion?
the script.
The script to them, Danny was like, how the hell am I gonna act this out? I'm like,
The script.
he will figure it out. But you surprised us all.
Yeah.
Like we all
Thank
expected
you.
good things.
Thank you.
But it was just like
It turned out so good. Yeah.
so much better than we all anticipated. And it just looked incredible. I'm so happy with it. I'm
Also,
so
the
proud.
outfit choices. Like, where'd the wardrobe come into this?
I
Like,
mean,
is that all?
Oh,
with you?
her.
it was in my mood
But like the
board.
wedding dress.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
Yeah.
good. Our
I was like, I
stylists-
want a campy short.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
wedding
no,
dress.
it was supposed to be tacky.
it was like
kitschy.
it felt like very 80s.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
it was so good.
Yeah, and like I brought these crazy ideas to our stylists, and they just really like blew it out of the water.
Yeah.
They were amazing because
Yes.
it was also like with really short time. We were playing Vive Latino. We were doing interviews. Like we were not even in Monterrey. We were oh my god. We opened for Imagine Dragons. We had Pal Norte. Like we had all of this going
they opened
on.
for Imagine
and in
Dragons,
between
too.
interviews, I was just like doing art meetings for the video and
Oh
going back to
my
Monterrey and
God.
scouting and doing all of that.
Oh my god.
And it turned into this beautiful, wonderful thing that is the ¿Qué más quieres music video. And I'm just so proud of it.
It's so great. And of course, everyone wants to know what do you see at the end when you open up the.
Yeah. Also, before getting into that, Pal is dominant, honestly, and like that's a good thing because Pal really wants to show how much love and effort she has put into her art and work, and that you can just see it oozing out of every single word she's saying. And it's not that Danny or Ali are not as enthusiastic about it, but she is very aggressive and wants, if there was one ball, she's getting the ball out of those three. That's what I mean. She's first on the floor to dive if I was, because we're talking about athletes that they are. That's someone I would want on my team. That's all I gotta say.
The box or the chest.
It's a secret that we don't even know.
The whole point of it was the journey.
Yeah,
The
it's
journey.
exactly-
It was the journey.
yeah.
The object is not
On the
important.
journey.
Right. I love that. Oh my goodness. That video is so good.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see what you do next, actually.
Ooh, I can't wait either. I'm very excited about it.
Do you
When
think
you
you'll
have
direct
time.
more videos?
I would like to. I loved it. So if they love me, I'll
course.
gladly do
Yeah.
it.
It was a perfect video. All three of you were so good in it.
Thank you.
Just-
Thank you.
It was so great. You guys were all great actors in it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
As a working parent with little ones, my life hack is automating as many things as possible, so I have even one
smart.
less thing to think about.
True
I have
that.
a lot of things via subscription that come right to my door, like my beloved cold brew coffee. And now I have added Hello Bello to that list, so I never run out of diapers or wipes.
Ooh.
Hello Bello believes all families deserve
I need
premium,
that.
affordable baby products. They have a really convenient diaper bundle subscription service that includes 7 packs of diapers and 4 packs of plant-based wipes, so you never run out of supplies, and they're delivered right to your door in an upcycled box that also turns into a play toy. I also like that you can
Cool.
set, change, and cancel your delivery schedule whenever you want on hellobello.com. Go to hellobello.com/Allison30 to get 30% off your first customized bundle and a full-size freebie product of your choice. That's hellobello.com/Allison30 to start bundling with 30% off your first order. Don't forget, that's hellobello.com/Allison30. Okay, let's do deep cuts. Different
cuts
questions
now.
from
Here we
last
go.
time.
Okay.
Okay, actually, it's inspired by an Instagram post. You were at Amoeba Records, and I saw that you had bought a bunch of records.
Yes.
So I wanted to know, what are you listening to right now?
What am I listening to right now?
Great question.
Okay, while you think,
Yes, go
I
ahead.
just have to tell you because it's like a continuation from the other episode.
gonna-
I found the Sound of Music soundtrack. And I just bought it. I was like, you're coming home with me. I can't believe I found that. I was just like, oh my god, it's destiny. Oh my god.
We talked about The Sound of Music last time as being one of
Yes.
Danny's favorite of all
Yes.
time.
Yep.
So that's right. I
I
love
was
it.
just like,
Brought it back.
Amoeba, thank you for fulfilling
Yes.
this dream.
Wow.
So-
That's
Okay, but yeah, go
awesome.
ahead.
I'll go ahead. This is like new for me. So we were at like a photo shoot, and the photographer put music on, and I was like, "Oh, what is this?" And so I've been listening to Depeche Mode,
I love
and I
Depeche Mode.
downloaded Violator and actually got the record. And so I've been
Me well.
listening to that, and so I want to like get into it more. So when I get back
I
home,
love
I'm gonna
Depeche Mode.
put the record on and trying to get into that. So
Wow.
I feel like
I can
Ale
picture
wins.
that.
This is like,
I've been trying to,
Depeche Mode makes me
know.
really happy.
Yeah,
That's
that is
amazing.
a win.
Yes.
Fits you so well. As
Yeah,
well. I've
So
been
good.
listening to Dead Poet's
Dead
newest
Poet,
record.
yeah.
it's so
It's so good.
Amazing.
so good.
I mean, I started listening to it because we were working with Anton. I was like,
Yes.
I want to see what he's doing with other bands. Like, I want to see
Smart.
if I can hear the Anton in it.
Yes.
And I just fell in love with their music. It's so good. We played together at Shiprocked. They're amazing
so
musicians.
good.
Some of the
That's a
best
band I have
musicians I've ever
not
seen in my
even
life.
listened to
So
yet.
That album is really, really
Let me
good.
know if I should.
Really great.
I'm with you.
Yes.
I have actually have to sit down and listen to more of this, but I'm so intrigued by what Willow is doing next.
Oh, I love Willow.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Love
Did you
Willow.
see
I am,
acoustic
Yeah,
performances
yes,
of it?
Yes.
Oh my!
I
the
saw
musicians
clips.
that she
Yeah,
has
I
with
saw
her.
clips of it, and I was like,
please.
oh,
I'm so
amazing.
I wish I
intrigued.
could
so
play like
special.
Yes.
Insane.
Who
I
is
love
Willow?
what she's doing.
Insane.
Me too.
Oh my
So
god.
good.
Yes. She might be a repeat guest too. She might
Yeah,
be.
awesome.
I love Willow and what she's doing. You guys have great taste. Is there an artist that people might be surprised that you love?
You know who I'm obsessed with right
Is it
now?
the Sound of Music soundtrack?
That's one
Yeah.
for sure. But
I really love Chapel Rowan.
Me
right
too.
now.
yeah,
Me
She's
too.
insane. I adore her.
Yes.
Oh,
I would say
okay,
like
something like
Polo and Pan. They're like these two French DJs that I just love. We saw them live.
Cool.
They were amazing. Yeah.
Awesome. I'll have to
Yeah.
check that out.
You know, I feel like recently I was listening to Nickel Creek a lot as well. Again,
Nickel Creek,
They're
yeah.
like
Don't know
this
these
folk-
bands
They're
at
just
all.
like I think it's a fiddle, not a violin.
I think it's a fiddle.
mandolin, and a guitar.
Yeah.
And they're just like
They're
They're
really
great.
good.
That's awesome.
Good musicians.
Bringing it back to like the instrumentation.
Yes.
Yeah. who or what inspires your style? Because the three of you are always on point.
Thank you.
Style.
The
Pinterest girlies.
Yeah,
Pinterest
honestly,
girlies,
like all the like
Pinterest
all the
girlies.
Pinterest girlies I see like on TikTok, and like I just see a lot of different like people with different styles, and I feel like we just like pick out from all this.
It's a mix of like, especially like when you're on tour, you have to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Because you don't have time to dress up. But it's a
mix of like comfortable
comfort
clothes
and slaying.
I just follow their lead.
Oh,
For sure. Like, yeah, I'm just kind of like,
What should I do?
fuck me out here.
Oh, that's really
Tiny.
sweet. What is the greatest risk you've ever taken?
Ooh.
Risk.
Greatest risk.
Oh,
ever-
eating chicken on an airplane.
What?
No, that's real. Eating
That's a
chicken
risk
in
in
Mexico
general.
City.
Do.
In Mexico City, that's always a risk.
You're right.
But
Noted.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
don't.
Don't
Okay,
eat. Don't eat.
that's a risky move
You'll go
right
to the
there.
hospital
Yes.
if you like try your luck a little bit too much on that.
Or we've had bad luck with chicken.
Oh, yeah,
in Mexico City.
I
We've
have.
had
We've
bad
had bad
luck.
luck.
Yeah.
But the hospitals in Mexico City are nice. Like, they are. They're cute. They're comfortable and the people are nice.
You will
But
get sick, but at least the hospitals
Yeah, they're
are
nice.
really accommodating.
Yes, they are.
That is
Oh my
amazing.
God.
Okay. What is a fear or insecurity you'd like to get over?
death.
Yeah, I knew you
I'm
were
scared of
gonna
dying. I'm really scared of dying.
Really.
I'm scared of not remembering anything. Because like the afterlife for me is a bit foggy right now. So I'm like, am I gonna remember everything that I'm doing right now?
Don't even think about it too much right now.
And
Yeah,
like,
right now, 'cause
don't
I-
even
right
go.
now that we're in LA, I see so many like paintings of people, like famous people that
Yeah.
have passed away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do they know? Do they know they're there? And I'm like,
Right.
well, I know, and it freaks me out so much. So I,
I
hope I
believe
get
they're
over it.
Christians
really
too.
does.
God
Like,
bless
Like
them.
no, sometimes
Oh,
we're
is
in
this
a
really a thing?
Yeah, I'm in
like,
a
she would have,
show.
like existential crisis. Like she would have like an existential
Oh,
crisis. like,
really?
I could be in
after a show,
and I could just look at Allie like, I'm gonna die. And she's
I'm
like,
like, girl,
you are.
Get the
You-
smoothie videos ready.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cue the smoothie video.
You got
For
it.
sure.
I would say
Wow.
like talking and like socializing. Like I'm just so afraid of socializing, like meeting new people and just saying the wrong thing. So I would say getting rid of my fear.
You're doing
Yes, I'm doing it.
You're doing great, but I think that's so true because you can also see the release in Ale when she's talking about even going on the Zoom and having to like perform in front of people and like all that process. And then she was like, actually, that was really easy to work with that guy. And she's always so happy because upon reflection, taken from someone like me who would always not go to parties because of my insecurities and anxieties, anytime I would go, and I'd come back, I'd be like, that was the best thing ever. Why do I not go out all the time? And I feel like Ali's a lot like that.
Work at it.
Yes,
Yes,
I
I
can't
do.
believe that
But-
because
but yeah.
you're wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Wonderful
Yeah,
to
I really
speak.
struggle with that, so I would like to get.
And for me,
Over that.
Well, we can talk as much as you'd like. Yeah, perfect.
I know this is an irrational fear, but it's one that I have, and it's being tickled. Like, I hate it.
Oh my God.
Wait, no, but like,
physically,
like
no,
someone
yes.
coming up to you and like tickling your
Like,
side.
no, but
she
she,
hates it.
I would get
No,
angry.
but she'll
Like,
get
Oh
like
my
really
God.
mad.
no, but like she really
kick-
freaks
I
out.
First of all,
Scream.
who's trying to tickle you? More
Rudy.
importantly.
Oh my God.
okay.
No, it's the worst. No, but he has.
No, but
he
you-
What
What
has
had-
happened when you have tried to tickle her?
Like her piercing eyes the second that I just her, like
Yeah,
It's
never
a thing.
again.
Is it like a look of
I
death?
felt like
Yes.
horrible on the inside. Like she
No.
hates
No, but
me
she really hates it.
life.
I will kick, scream, whatever. It's like you do
I was
not.
like, dude,
tickle.
chill out. She's like,
You don't touch.
You
the
don't.
turtle.
He does
should
know.
have known
Rudy-
Rudy.
No,
Rudy's
I-
pretty
I've
mean
told
about
him.
it
just
sometimes.
like
I
Like a
have
little
told
like
him. I've
on
told
the
him.
ribs, like,
But, like,
on the
Wait,
Ooh.
ribs.
was there
Real
a
fear.
traumatic situation, or has this been like a lifelong?
It's been a lifelong
It's a
thing. You know,
lifelong
I think it was
thing.
my grandpa's fault in the most
Oh.
caring way.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hate that
He
as
would
well.
tickle us a lot.
Yeah, I hate that.
Or was
I
it like
get
a
you.
hard tickle? You know, it's like aggressive tickles that kind
Yes.
of
Like you would get
it hurt
tackled,
and like make
You
it
would
crack.
and then
get tackled,
yes,
and
You
then
you
Yeah.
would
get
get
tackled and
tackled.
tickled.
It's like the
Yeah.
thigh grab, that
Yeah.
thigh
Yeah.
grab.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that hurts?
Yeah.
It like
Yeah.
I feel like it comes from somewhere there, but it's just like you
Yeah,
just
no, you
do
don't
not
tickle Danny
tickle.
ever.
Don't
But we all
tickle
have that.
Danny.
Also, yeah, get
I
over
want to
it.
get over my fear of bugs because they're everywhere.
Me
They're
too.
everywhere.
Okay.
I'm very
And
scared of bugs.
I wish I was like
Coexisting.
yeah.
Like,
a lot of my friends just like they're like, oh, well, they're there, it's fine.
Like
and I'm
laying
do
on
you
the
think they're going
grass.
to bite you or sting you, or is it like a
No.
creepy crawly kind
Yeah.
of thing, a squeamish?
We're almost at the end here. I want to thank you all who have made it all the way this far so far. We have only 7 minutes left on the interview. This has been a great interview. Allison is incredible at what she
kind of
does.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm deadly scared of moths. Like I have a phobia of them. I have one tattooed on my neck, but I'm actually super scared of them. I can't see them. When they get into my room and I can't get them out, I literally start crying. I have to call somebody to kill it. I can't handle it. So I'm with you.
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm not
We're
bad
gonna
on the
overcome
bugs.
that this
Yeah,
year.
we're gonna
We're gonna
Go get it. I'll help
like,
you.
exposure
God.
therapy.
No.
Imagine.
No.
I would
Look at
die.
that. Look at that.
I think I would literally die.
I had no idea what I was
could
going to
never.
get into in asking this, but I'm dying. I feel like you need to have like apologize like on cue, and the next time someone tries to tickle you, it's like apologize.
Sure. That.
Yes, that's where it comes from.
Literally.
For sure.
I'm gonna
Get ready,
say that.
Rudy.
Get ready.
I'm gonna say that like whenever I sing it, the song is about like tickling me.
Yes, for sure.
That's it.
I have that face like.
Yeah, there's no way to forget that.
Really? It was
glare.
that scary?
It is. Yeah, no, it's true.
It was like a how dare you.
Yeah, no, because he knew. I had already told him about this fear.
The wrath of Danny.
Yes.
That is incredible. Okay, what is your superpower?
Like,
Superpower.
what is?
Yeah, like
no,
what
like,
is
what
your
would we
what do
want
you
it to be?
No,
what
like
is-
what is your super? What
My-
do you think your superpower is?
My superpower is my.
I don't know what my superpower.
If no, I do. I
don't know.
Yeah.
my superpower is whatever I set my mind to, I will do it.
That's
It doesn't matter
amazing.
what it is.
Yeah,
I will
following
do it.
through.
I'm tenacious for sure.
I was gonna say
Tenaciously
like I'm
following
stubborn
through.
as hell.
Yeah,
I will just
stubborn.
like get through to what I have to do to accomplish it. But I don't. I want to say something different than you.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Like
I feel like we
but
all
I feel
have
like
that.
we all
You all
have
have
that.
that.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Oh
it's a
no!
family.
I know my superpower. I can sleep anywhere at any
Oh,
time.
that
Yeah.
is
Ooh.
a
That's a
great
superpower.
You need to-
I'm very
It
jealous
is.
of that.
I literally
Yes.
just said to Brian, if I could pick one superpower, it would be sleep. The ability to sleep.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
that.
Just in
Like-
general.
That is a good one.
I'm
Yeah.
very jealous.
I
of
can go in
that.
any
Yeah.
corner
Mine is
and
a
pass
very
out.
like boring answer because I can't think of anything else. But like my honesty, like I'm a very honest.
That's
person.
yeah.
Right? That's a great
great
I'm
superpower.
very like sometimes I can be a bit too honest, but like I'm a very honest person.
Yes, but
You're
but
right.
we all know that if somebody's gonna keep it real,
That's
gonna
be
wonderful.
her.
That's
Being
right.
trustworthy. That's
Yes.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think the superpower is of your sisters? Of each
Oh.
Mm.
I like your like.
you like.
You
No,
like-
no. Okay. I think your superpower is your ability to like create stuff out of like nothing.
Yeah, I like your creativity.
Abstract.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say your
It's like,
creativity as well.
Wow. It's
Great
impressive.
superpower.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have that ability.
Yeah. No, no, no.
Confirmed.
but she does. No,
Confirmed.
No, but I mean,
Like,
it's
she
all
sees-
great for what we do.
Yeah.
She sees
Great.
beyond what is there. You know,
Sometimes,
like
but
You're
you
a
know what?
visionary.
But you know
You're a
what's
visionary.
great?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could be a visionary, but sometimes my visions are not like they won't happen unless I have my sisters to ground me and say like, you know what, you want to do that, but we have to do it this way, and so it could kind of be that, but there's no way that's gonna happen just like that.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so it's like kind of like
Los nuevecitos, like that's the
Yeah.
yeah.
They help guide you.
Yeah, always.
Ground you and guide you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Danny superpower. Let's see. Danny superpower.
I don't think of
No,
this.
I want to do things correctly.
Yeah, me too. So let me.
and I fell asleep with my OG superpower.
She'll be sleeping meanwhile.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain this. Like she has an ability to like once again me estoy proyectando, but of like being able to not bring out the best in people's not, but like bring out like conversation from like she will talk with like anyone.
She's a
and, like,
connector. You can
yeah,
connect.
no,
She's
but
a
she is. She's no, but she is. Like,
I
but,
love
like,
that title.
Not
Right.
only with conversations,
but
but with her actual job, like performing, connecting
Yeah.
with the fans,
Yeah, you do.
And, like,
transmitting emotions and forming an emotional
connection.
and
Yes.
she'll be able to like not only like I'm not talking like serious like conversation, but like she'll be able to, you know, I don't know if like make you happy is the right word, but
No,
like
have a good like
a
vibe.
vibe, like a good vibe, like a little
She can bring
sunshiny
meaning.
feel around the room.
That's
when,
what
like,
I'm saying. I love
the
this.
ability to make people feel seen.
See, what's cool too is what superpower do you think your sister has first delved into what I like about you? And that's kind of what the superpower that you think of someone really is what do you admire the most about that person is their superpower, right? And her ability to connect with everyone and bring meaning to anything that's happening, I think is what Danny really does.
Yes, I know. I explained this in a really bad way.
No,
But, like,
no, not at
but,
all.
like,
You're
The
saying
perfect
things
way.
and we're
yeah,
We're
you're
getting
Said it
helping
in
me
the
out.
perfect way.
You're helping me
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
her.
That's
I agree.
amazing.
Cute.
Yes, I've witnessed that.
Yes.
Oh.
In person and in performance.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
That's
Appreciate
beautiful.
that. And then
Her superpower.
Ale, you know, I feel like her superpower is being super, apart from honest, but honest in a different way, like honest with yourself. Like, you know what you are and you just do it, you know?
Comfortable in their
So
skin.
it's like, I don't know if I would, it is confidence, but also I wouldn't say if I would like label it as that.
Yeah.
But like, you know that maybe you don't speak much, but you're okay with that, you know? You're like, this is who I am, this is how I'm comfortable, and this is how I'm gonna like show myself to the world, even on stage as well. This is like what I do. And that's like awesome.
Self-love.
Yeah.
Self-love.
Working on it.
Self-love.
Yeah.
Working on
We
it,
all
guys.
are.
Yes.
Guess what? We
Working
all
on
are.
it.
We all are.
Yeah.
Working on it. Her.
That's wonderful.
Wow.
Cute.
Oh.
Good
All right,
superpowers.
all right. That was great.
Yeah.
Ladies,
Well
thank
done.
you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Like,
Yes.
what a gift this is. This is really a gift for me. I'm like very in the moment right now.
And for us
Good.
too. We're so
Yes.
happy. to
And
be here.
again, like especially when we're with you and we take a moment to think of everything that we're doing.
Yeah.
Like I literally just like almost cried. Like it's just so insane that
Aw.
we're living this together and to share it with you and share with everybody. It's just wonderful. So
and
thank
then
you for
such
this.
an important week as well. It's just like, oh, we can't
Yes.
be here.
Yeah.
Thank you for
That's
And I
that.
know
so
that when we
cool.
hang out next, so much more is going to happen.
Yes.
Yes.
Very much looking
Really.
forward to that.
And
Yes.
please just know I'm always here for you. You know that. I'm
Thank
always
you.
here for you in your
Group
corner,
hug.
cheering you on and just like celebrating
Muchas
you
gracias. Thank you
as
so much.
artists, as humans, and just
Likewise,
everything you do.
anything you need,
Yes.
and we'll
That is
rock
so
out
cool.
together.
Well, I'm
Yes.
excited to rock out tonight.
Yes.
Okay. Amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Wow. That was incredible. I loved it. We just got a minute left.
What a delight.
As
What
she
a
sends
delight
us
it
off.
is to hang out with The Warning every single time. You can see how special they are. Their music is incredible, but just the ability to witness their magic is really the gift. And I like I said, the sky is the limit for them, and I can't wait to see what they accomplish next. Thank you so much for being part of the Allison Hagendorf Show presented by Cloudwater. A huge thank you to our other partners as well, Danny Wimmer Presents and Karma Sauce.
Wonder
Thank
what
you to our
episode
friends at
this
Arctic
is.
Zone. Thank you, Tribute Project, for my one-of-a-kind wearable art. And most importantly, thank you. I would love to hear from you. So please like, comment, rate, review, whatever you're feeling, and reach out to me on socials at
Oh,
Ali
if you're
Hagendorf.
seeing
I'd love
this,
to connect
Allison,
with you.
hello,
Let me
you
know
did
who I
an
should
amazing
interview next.
job.
And what made you smile today? Thanks again. I'll see you next time.
Plenty.
And remember, you're a rock
Reconnecting
star.
with my sisters is the biggest thing that I'm taking out of this, and that always happens when seeing The Warning. Incredible. That was awesome. Thank you all for being here for that. That was quite the show, honestly. If there was someone I would want to talk to learn about how you do your business and how you bring everything together as an interviewer, that's definitely who I would be talking to is Allison, because that whole show really just brings the mood of happiness and breaks the walls for her guests, I can see. And The Warning here, all of them were very, very open and very generous on what they were sharing. And it really is crazy when you reflect in the moment. If you ever have seen Joe Rogan say this, because he's one of the most popular podcasters out there, someone asked him, like, do you ever think about how many people are actually watching you and how influential you are? And he's like, no, because if I do, then it won't go well. Then I can't live day to day. Then it's too overwhelming. So The Warning, I love that analogy of being on the tarmac, ready to kind of fly away soon. And they're about rumbling and about to go off. And the most gas is used on that tarmac. That's such a good analogy, because that whole decade of going on that tarmac for them, they're about to fly. And I'm sure a lot of people can say if they have flown or not yet, but according to Danny and The Warning, they're about ready to go. So for us on this end as The Warning Army, that's just so much anticipation to know that they have so much more in store and that they have higher expectations for where they want to go. And even now, how is producing, they have so many different avenues. And even Allison was talking about that they're businesswoman and they're probably going to try to go down avenues that way. The sky's the limit, as they were saying in this. And this is already a very, very long video. So I want to kind of wrap this up a little faster, because probably over 2 hours now. I have shared everything I was going through. This was a great interview. If you want to see me react to more of the Warnings interviews with different people, please let me know. I see there's one actually that was done by Zach Sang show only 10 days ago with over 40K. So if I should do that interview as well, please let me know. But if you did have a good time, please hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more of The Warning coming down the rabbit hole. And please go support The Warning and Allison Hagendorf on their channels because this was incredible work. Thank you all so much for spending time. We are now exiting the rabbit hole, folks. Peace and love. God bless y'all.